I got matched with my neighbor, Elena Vance, in a ranked lobby. Through my headset, I heard her gritting her teeth, her voice dripping with venom. Is our jungler brain dead? I looked down at my phone. 3 minutes ago, she had messaged my alt account on Discord. Big sis is working overtime tonight, babe. You go to sleep without me. On the screen, the microphone icon next to her avatar flickered. Suddenly, her voice switched to a sickeningly sweet, high-pitched e-girl tone. Sorry, Mr. Jungler, sir. Can I please have a blue buff? Ooh. Elena Vance, the icy corporate queen of Unit 23B. Your aloof persona just crumbled into dust. I live in 23A. Elena lives in 23B. The first time I met her was in the elevator of our downtown Seattle condo. She was wearing a power suit that probably cost more than my gaming setup, her hair pulled back in a severe bun, clutching an iced Americano like a weapon. I held the door for her. She said thanks in a tone that sounded like it had been flash frozen. Over the next 3 months, we ran into each other 7 times. Every time, she wore that same mortals do not approach expression. Once my DoorDash order got dropped at her door. I knocked. She cracked it open an inch, eyeing me like a suspected felon. What? I think my food was left here. No. Door schlimmt. I stood there scratching my head at the wood grain. Okay then. I never expected to run into her on the Rift. Insomnia hit me hard that night, so I queued up. I got matched with a mid laner playing Ahri. ID, Sleepless Under Skirly. She was catastrophically bad. Like 0/8/0 bad. A spectacularly tragic performance. Our teammates were flaming her in the chat. She stayed silent until the final team fight, when she suddenly unmuted. Is the jungler a f***ing idiot? The voice was suppressed rage, but it sounded familiar. Are you just foraging for mushrooms in the jungle instead of ganking? I froze. That voice. My phone buzzed on the desk. A Discord notification from Elena popped up on my alt account. Working late, babe. Don't wait up. Followed by a head pat gif. I stared at the message. Then I looked at Sleepless _ in the game. No way. In the game, her character died. Again. Suddenly, her mic activated, but the voice was completely different. Mr. Jungler, can you carry me next round? Pretty please. I didn't mean to die just now. That was my little sister playing. Goosebumps erupted all over my arms. But the terrifying part was, the more I listened to that fake, sugary anime voice, the more it sounded like Elena trying to disguise herself. I tabbed out and opened Elena's Instagram. She had posted a story set to expire in 3 days. The background was a moody sunset photo captioned, "Overtime grind." But in the bottom corner, barely visible, was the armrest of a Secret Lab gaming chair. The exact same model I have. I sat back on my couch, my brain short-circuiting. My phone buzzed again. It was my main phone, the one connected to the account where I pretended to be a stranger she met online. Elena, you asleep, babe? My finger hovered over the screen. Finally, I typed, "Not yet." She replied instantly. Want Big Sis to tell you a bedtime story? Me? Aren't you working overtime? The typing. Bubble flashed for a long time. Finally, she sent a voice note. I played it. Her voice was soft, carrying a tired, intimate laugh. Just finished. I was thinking about you. I sat in silence. If that person in the game was really her, then right now, is she switching between rage gaming and sending me sweet voice notes? I stood up and walked to the balcony. The lights were on in the unit next door. Through the gap in the curtains, I saw her. She was wearing fuzzy pink pajamas, clutching her phone, her thumbs flying across the screen. The faint sound of game effects drifted through the glass. I retreated to my living room and tabbed back into the game. Sleepless _ was still online. I sent a friend request. Message, carry you. 5 seconds later, accepted. She messaged instantly. You playing now, big bro? Me, voice chat. Her okay. We partied up, queued and loaded in. She insta-locked mid. I took jungle. 3 minutes in, she gave up first blood. She unmuted, her voice dropping to sub-zero temperatures. Does our support know what a ward is? Then, realizing her slip, she immediately switched back to the e-girl voice. Oopsie. I mean, Mr. Support, can you protect me next time? Please. I stifled a laugh. I unmuted my mic, pitching my voice lower than usual. Mid, follow me. Silence on the other end for 2 seconds. Then, a small whisper. Okay, I absolutely dominated that match. When a Nexus exploded, she liked my profile and messaged. You're so good. Me, another one. Her, yes. But I have to put my baby to sleep first. I raise an eyebrow. Your baby? Her. MHM, my cat. Me. You have a cat? Her. Yeah, he's super clingy. Won't sleep unless I cuddle him. I looked at the balcony. There wasn't a single cat, tree, or stray hair in her apartment. I typed, Go handle it then. Her, wait for me 10 minutes. I put down the phone and went to the kitchen for water. When I came back, a Discord notification from Elena popped up on my other phone. Babe, I finished cuddling the cat. Are you asleep? I looked at the two chat threads side by side on my screens. I took a deep breath. I walked out my front door, took the few steps to 23B, and knocked. Inside, the game sounds cut out abruptly. Rustling noises. Footsteps approached. The door cracked open. Elena's face appeared. Her hair was messy, her pajama collar askew. Her expression had reset to her default corporate indifference. Can I help you? I held up my phone, screen facing her. It was the game chat interface. The last message read, wait for me, 10 minutes. Her expression froze. Elena stared at my screen. Her eyes slowly widened. This is... Her voice sounded dry. I pulled the phone back and scrolled up. Sleepless underscore. I read her ID aloud. You're pretty good with that e-girl voice. Never pegged you for the type. Her ears turned red at a visible speed, but her face fought to maintain composure. I don't know what you're talking about. She moved to slam the door. I wedged my foot in the jam. You don't. I tapped the speakerphone icon on the game chat history. Her own sugary, fake voice drifted out from the speaker. Mr. Jungler, can I please have the blue buff? Elena's mask cracked. She lunged to grab my phone. I held it high. She couldn't reach it and actually stomped her foot in frustration. Caleb. She dropped the cold act completely. You were eavesdropping on my game? We got matched. I was your jungler. I wiggled the phone. Destiny, right? She bit her lip, glaring at me. Her eyes were overly bright under the hallway lights. Delete it, she hissed. Delete me from your friends list. Why should I? It's my privacy. So, using a fake voice to trick me into carrying your rank. Isn't that fraud? She choked on her words. Inside her apartment, the game lobby pinged. Someone was messaging her. She glanced back, looking panicked. My teammate is rushing me. Oh, I nodded. Better go then. Your jungler is waiting. Her face went completely crimson. Caleb Stone. She took a deep breath. We need to talk. Out here. Come inside. She stepped aside to let me in. It was my first time in her apartment. The decor was exactly as I imagined. Minimalist, cold, grayscale. It looked like a showroom catalog, except for the fluffy pink Care Bear onesie thrown carelessly on the sofa. She noticed my gaze and sprinted to stuff the onesie behind a cushion. Seat. She pointed to the armchair. She sat opposite me, arms crossed, looking like she was about to negotiate a merger. First, she began, that person in the game wasn't me. I raised an eyebrow. Then who was I listening to? My sister. You have a sister, distant cousin. She spoke fast. She borrows my account. I nodded slowly and pulled out my phone. Okay, let me ask her then. I opened the game chat and started typing. Elena lunged forward and grabbed my hand. Don't. I looked up. She was half kneeling by the sofa, her hand pressing mine in my leg. She was close enough that I could smell her shampoo. Peaches. Elena. I said slowly. If you're going to lie, at least write a script first. Her eyelashes trembled. What do you want? Her voice dropped to a whisper. Nothing. I said. Just curious. Curious about what? Curious. I leaned in slightly. How someone who acts so high and mighty in the elevator can pull off such a convincing big brother plea in private. Her breath hitched. That's just. She turned her face away. Game strategy. Right. I nodded. And calling me babe on Discord is strategy too? She whipped her head back around. What? I opened my other app, found the voice note she sent last night, and hit play. Her own voice, warm and intimate, filled the room. You asleep, babe? Silence, thick and heavy, descended on the room. Elena's expression was a journey. From shock, to mortification, to despair. You. Her voice shook. My online boyfriend. That's you pretending? She buried her face in her hands. Don't talk to me. Why? I pulled her hands down. Her eyes were red. Is it funny? She glared at me. Watching me make a fool of myself? Is it fun for you? I didn't think you looked foolish. I said, I think you're cute. She froze. What? I said. I repeated, you're cute. Much cuter than that frozen statue act you usually put on. She opened her mouth, but nothing came out. My phone buzzed again. In the game, Sleepless Undersrelly's teammate was spamming invites. I looked at her. Still playing? She shook her head. No. Her voice was muffled. Not in the mood. I'll play with you. What? I pulled out my own phone and logged in. Hurry up and get on. I said, I'll get you a win. She stared at me for a few seconds. Then, silently, she picked up her phone. We sat on the couch, shoulder to shoulder. She logged back in, but refused to turn on her mic. Turn on the mic, I said. No. You were chirping happily enough earlier. Caleb. I laughed. We loaded in. She took mid, I took jungle. This time she was focusing, but she was still terrible. When she died, she muttered a curse word under her breath. It was quiet, but I heard it. You mad? I asked. No. She was stubborn. Want me to teach you? You can teach. I reached out and covered her hands holding the phone. She stiffened. Don't shake, I murmured. Look at the minimap. Their jungler just showed up bot lane. That means you can push top. I guided her thumbs. On screen, her character moved fluidly, executing a combo and solo killing the enemy mid laner. See that? I asked. She didn't answer. I turned to look at her. Her ears were bright red. She was staring at the screen, but her eyes were unfocused. After the game ended, I said, next time you want to rank up, just ask me. No need for the anime voice. She pursed her lips, then smiled. It was a faint smile, but it felt much more real than her polite elevator grimace. Caleb, she said suddenly, about today. I won't tell anyone. I interrupted. She exhaled, relieved. But there's a condition. She instantly went on guard. What condition? Don't use that tone with me anymore. What tone? I thought for a moment. The fake mature, I'm better than you tone. Her expression stiffened again. How did you know? It's too fake, I said bluntly. I can tell you're forcing it. She looked down. I just feel like you're 2 years younger than me. I have to maintain authority? Yeah. Well, don't. I stood up. I'm heading back. Wait, she called out. She rummaged in a drawer under the coffee table and pulled out a box of expensive chocolates, shoving them at me. Apology gift. She looked away. 4. Having a bad attitude earlier. I took it. Thanks. At the door, I looked back. She was standing under the warm living room light, her hair falling softly over her shoulders. She looked like a completely different person. Elena. Good night. She blinked, then smiled. Good night, Caleb. I closed the door behind me. I leaned back against the wood for a moment. The chocolate box in my hand felt slightly warm. My phone buzzed. A text from Elena. Not voice, just text. Game tomorrow? I typed, depends. She replied instantly. Oh. A moment later, another message. We don't have to use mics. I stared at the sentence and grinned. Me sure, I added, but don't flame people if we lose. She sent a hammerbonk sticker. I chuckled and pocketed my phone, unlocking my own door. The balcony light was still on. Next door, too. Through the gap in the curtains, I could see her sitting on the sofa, hugging her phone, the screen illuminating her face. She was smiling. The next day, I slept until noon. I grabbed my phone and saw a message from Elena sent at 10 a.m. Up yet? I replied. Just woke up. Oh. Then silence. I scrolled through social media for a bit, then got up to wash. When I opened my door to grab my lunch delivery, I ran right into her. She had reverted to her default settings. Suit, bun, ice-cold aura. She paused when she saw me. Going out? I asked. MHM. She nodded. Client meeting. Working on a weekend? Yeah. The conversation was dry as dust. The elevator arrived, and we stepped in. The silence was thick. I watched the floor numbers tick down. She spoke suddenly. You didn't tell anyone about those things, right? Her voice was barely a whisper. Nope, I said. I'm a vault. She relaxed visibly. Good. Though, I turned to her. Your ID is pretty cute. She blushed. I just picked it randomly. Sleepless and earthily, I recited. Why can't you sleep? The elevator dinged. She walked out fast, throwing back over her shoulder. None of your business. I watched her retreat and laughed. That afternoon, I was gaming when a spectator notification popped up. Elena was watching. She spectated for 30 minutes, then messaged. Your jungle pathing is really good. Me, it's all right. Her, can you teach me? Me now. Her, yeah. I sent an invite. She joined the lobby but stayed muted. I turned my mic on. Can you hear me? She typed, yes. Turn on your mic, I said. How can I coach if you don't talk? Silence for a moment. Then the microphone icon lit up. Hello. Her voice was tiny. Can you speak up? As long as you can hear me. She insisted. I laughed. That round, I jumbled and she played support, sticking to me like glue. I narrated my thought process as I played. Enemy jungle showed top. We can invade his bot side. Mid has no flash. Easy gank. Dragon spawning soon. Get vision. She was serious, occasionally giving a small MHM. In one team fight, I was escaping with a sliver of health. Her little support character threw herself in front of skill shot, taking the hit and dying instantly. Nice, I said. She whispered, it died. Worth it, I said. You saved me. She didn't say anything, but after that, she stuck even closer. We won. She got the second highest score. I got MVP. Back in the lobby, she said thanks. No problem, I said. Big improvement. Really? Yeah. At least you aren't feeding anymore. She laughed. A soft, genuine laugh through the headset. It made my ear itch pleasantly. Another one? I asked. Yes, she said, but I need to order food first. Haven't eaten? No, just got back. I checked the time. 3 p.m. Me neither, I said. Order together? She paused. How? You pick the place, I'll Venmo you. No need. Think of it as tuition fees. Silence on the line. I'm craving hot pot, she said. Done. But I don't want to go out. Delivery. She chuckled. Caleb. Yeah. You're going to spoil me. I paused. Then get spoiled. I heard a sharp intake of breath through the headset. She sounded flustered. I was joking. I wasn't, I said. Then I disconnected the voice chat. 5 minutes later, she texted a link to a hot pot place. Is this one okay? Me, looks good. Ordering now. Do it. Half an hour later, the delivery arrived. I opened my door just as she opened hers. We stood in the hallway, holding heavy bags of broth and raw ingredients, staring at each other. Your place or mine? I asked. She hesitated. Mine, she said. My table is bigger. I followed her in. She had changed into the pink Care Bear onesie again. Her hair was down, soft and loose. We set everything up on the floor by the coffee table. Steam began to rise from the portable pot. Want a drink? She asked. You have any? Red wine. Sure. She went to get the wine. I set the bowls. The TV was on, playing some mindless reality show, but neither of us was watching. Caleb, she said, pouring the wine. Why are you being so nice to me? I paused. Am I? Yes. She stared at her glass. Coaching me, paying for dinner. Neighbors helping neighbors. Is that all? I looked up. She was looking at me. Her eyes reflected the warm light like glass beads. What else would it be? I asked. She looked away. Nothing. She dipped a slice of beef into the broth. Just think you're a good guy. Friend zoning me already? No. She panicked, glaring at me. Then seeing my grin, she blushed again. You're teasing me. Yeah, I admitted. You're fun when you get flustered. She stuffed the meat in her mouth and went silent. We ate quietly for a while. Canned laughter blared from the TV. Outside, the sky darkened. Caleb, she spoke up again. Yeah. Have you ever dated anyone? My chopsticks hovered in midair. Why do you ask? Curious. She said. You're decent looking. Probably have lots of girls chasing you. Never counted. So there are some. I didn't deny it. What about you? I asked. Me? She smiled wryly. Too busy working. No time. Never liked anyone. Her hand paused. I have, she whispered. But it didn't work out. She opened her mouth to say more, but her phone rang. She glanced at the screen, and her expression soured. I have to take this. She walked to the balcony. I sat there, slowly eating. The glass door wasn't fully closed. I could hear her. Mom, I said I'm not going on a blind date. I don't like him. I'm busy. I don't have time to meet. Can you just stop? Her voice was tight with frustration. A moment later, she came back, looking drained. Family? I asked. MHM. She sat down, poured a full glass of wine, and downed it. Pressure to marry? She gave a bitter laugh. Pretty much. You don't want to get married? It's not that. She shook her head. I just don't want to settle. I looked at her. Her eyes were downcast, eyelashes casting long shadows on her cheeks. Caleb, she said suddenly, do you think I'm old? You're 26. Since when is that old? My family thinks I'm expiring. I poured her another splash of wine. Marriage is for you, I said. Not for them. She looked up. What about you? She asked. Ever think about marriage? Never thought about it. Why? Haven't met anyone I wanted to marry. She fell silent. We kept eating, but the mood was heavier. The bottle was mostly gone, and her face was flushed. Caleb, her voice was slurring slightly. I'm dizzy. Stop drinking. No, I want to. She snatched the bottle and poured more. I am. She raised the glass. Super happy today. Why? Because. She smiled at me crookedly. Because someone is eating with me. You usually eat alone? Yeah. She nodded. Eat takeout alone, watch TV alone, sleep alone. Her eyes were glistening. I took the glass from her hand. You're drunk. I'm not. She shook her head. I'm extremely sober. Then tell me. I asked. Who is that babe in your Discord chats? She froze. Then a slow grin spread across her face. Guess. Can't guess. It's my cat. She insisted. You don't have a cat. Actually. She leaned in, eyes sparkling. I changed the contact name of her Discord profile to Babe. If you don't believe me, check my phone. My heart skipped a beat. Me? MHM. She nodded, then giggled at herself. She curled back up, hugging her knees. I couldn't help it. I reached out and pulled her into a hug. She stiffened. Then she melted against my shoulder. Caleb, she whispered. Don't be so nice to me. Why? Because. She murmured. I'll start taking it seriously. I held her tighter. Then take it seriously, I said. She fell asleep in my arms. Her breathing was shallow, scented with wine. I gently carried her to the sofa and covered her with a blanket. I crouched beside her, watching her for a while. Even in sleep, her brow was furrowed. Her phone buzzed on the table. A message from her mom. Elena, you absolutely must go to the setup next week. Annie Wong introduced him. He's very successful. Stop worrying your mother. I looked at the message, then at the sleeping Elena. I picked up her phone. The passcode. I guessed. Her birthday? No. Finally, I try my birthday. It unlocked. I stare at the screen. The wallpaper was a photo of me. A candid shot, taken from her balcony while I was watering my plants. I stared at that photo for a long time. Then I opened her texts, found her mom, and typed, Mom, I'm not going. I already have someone I like. Sent. Then I deleted the message from the chat history. I put the phone down and sat on the floor next to her. The flicker of the TV played across her face. She turned over, mumbling something. I didn't catch it, but I heard the next part clearly. Caleb, don't go. I took her hand. Not going, I whispered. I'm right here. She seemed to hear me. The corner of her mouth lifted. She drifted back into deep sleep. I sat with her until the middle of the night. She woke up around 2 a.m. I fell asleep. She sat up, rubbing her eyes. Yeah, you've been here the whole time. Yeah. She looked at me, eyes still hazy with sleep. I'm sorry. Don't apologize. I stood up. I'll get you some water. When I came back, she was hugging her knees, staring into space. If you're awake, I should head back, I said. She looked up, kicking me out. This is your apartment. I'm the one going home. She blinked, looking around the room. Then she laughed. I slept myself stupid. She stood up, the blanket sliding off. Her onesie was wrinkled, her hair a bird's nest. I'm heading out. I walked toward the door. The next day, Elena was sitting on my sofa, hugging a throw pillow, watching me cook. Do you actually know how to cook? She asked skeptically. Does instant ramen count? No. I pulled eggs and tomatoes from the fridge. Tomato and egg noodles. That work? Yes. Her eyes lit up. That's my comfort food. I smiled and started chopping tomatoes. She swung her legs off the couch, humming. It was the background music from the game. Water boiled. I dropped the noodles. Done. Yay. We sat at my small dining table. She ate like she hadn't seen food in 3 days. Slow down, I said. It's so good. Her eyes were shining. Why didn't you tell me you could cook like this? You never asked. I'm coming over every day to eat. Deal. She smiled, a spot of broth on the corner of her mouth. I reached over and wiped it off with my thumb. She froze, then blushed deep red. Caleb, yeah, does this mean we're together? Yes. She bit her chopstick, watching me. So, what are we exactly? You tell me. She thought about it. Boyfriend and girlfriend? MHM. Then, her eyes darted around mischievously. Can I call you babe? I choked on my water. Cough. What? Since I already call you that in the chat, she grinned wickedly. Can I say it to your face now? I looked at her. Try it. Babe, she said sweetly. Babe, babe, babe. I put down my chopsticks, walked over, and lifted her out of her chair. Ah, she squeaked. What are you doing? Punishing you. What punish him? MMPH. I kissed her. A deep kiss. When we broke apart, she was breathless, her face flushed. Still want to call me babe? I asked. Yes, she defied me. Babe. I kissed her again, until her legs gave out and she was clinging to me for support. Still, no. She surrendered. I'll call you hubby instead. This time, I was the one who froze. She took the opportunity to slip out of my arms and run back to the table. Noodles are getting cold. She buried her face in the bowl, ears burning red. I stood there, touching my lips. I laughed. After eating, she insisted on washing the dishes. I leaned against the kitchen doorframe, watching her. She was wearing my apron, sleeves rolled up, exposing her slender wrists. What are you looking at? She glanced back. You. What's so good to look at? Everything. She blushed again. Smooth talker. Only for you. She glared at me, but her eyes were smiling. She finished and dried her hands. I should go back. Okay. See you tomorrow. See you. She walked to the door, then stopped. Caleb. Yeah. Good night. I walked over and kissed her forehead. Good night. She smiled and opened the door. Then, she froze in the doorway. Standing outside was a middle-aged woman, holding a suitcase, hand raised mid-knock. The woman froze, seeing Elena. Then her eyes widened, seeing me. Elena? Who is? Elena's face went white. Mom. Elena's mom looked back and forth between us. Her gaze finally settled on me. Elena instinctively stepped in front of me. Mom, why are you here? Why am I here? Her mom pushed her suitcase inside past us. My daughter texts me saying she's in love, and I'm not supposed to come check. Elena paled further. When did I? Her mom pulled out her phone and scrolled to the chat. You said you have someone you like, told me to stop the blind dates. Right. That text was me. Her mom looked up at me. Is this the young man? Me. Hello, Auntie. I'm Caleb Stone. Her mom sized me up, eyes sharp as lasers. How old? 24. What do you do? Game streamer. Elena pinched the back of my hand hard. Mom. Her voice was tight. Why are you interrogating him? Can't I ask? Her mom sat on the sofa and patted the spot next to her. Why are you standing? Seat. Elena and I exchanged a look and sat down side by side. The atmosphere was heavier than a tax audit. Elena's mom stared at me for a full minute. Then suddenly she smiled. Handsome, she said. I blinked. Elena blinked too. Mom, you're not mad. Why would I be mad? Her mom picked up the water glass from the coffee table and took a sip. You're 26. Isn't it normal to date? Elena opened her mouth but found no words. Besides, her mom looked at me. This young man took care of you last night, didn't he? I paused. She pointed to the blanket still on the sofa. You fall asleep when you drink. Who else covered you up? She pointed to the kitchen. And he cooked for you. Elena saw it, and her eyes suddenly teared up. Mom, all right. Her mom put down the glass and stood up. I'm going to the hotel. Elena jumped up. Mom, you're not staying here? You two are a new couple. Why would I intrude? She pulled her suitcase toward the door. She looked back at me. Caleb, I stood up. Auntie, treat her well. She smiled. She's stubborn, but bear with her. I will. The door closed. The room fell silent. Elena stood there, stunned. I walked over and hugged her from behind. Scared you? She turned and buried her face in my chest. I thought she'd be furious. She wasn't. MHM. Her voice was muffled. She likes you. I laughed. I could tell. She looked up, eyes watery. Caleb. Yeah. We're together. Yes. And my mom knows. Yes. Caleb, I'm hungry. The noodles are cold. Make more. Okay. I boiled another pot of noodles. This time, she clung to me the entire time like a koala. How am I supposed to cook like this? I asked. Don't care. She pressed her cheek against my back. Just want to hold you. I shook my head, smiling, and let her hang there. Noodles done, we sat back at the table. She took 2 bites, then suddenly said, My mom is definitely coming back tomorrow. Probably. She's going to ask you a million questions. Probably. Are you nervous? I put down my chopsticks and looked at her. Are you nervous? She thought about it, then shook her head. Not anymore. She said, My mom likes you. Then we're good. She took a few more bites, staring at me, then grinned. Elena's mom arrived early. With breakfast. Buy downstairs, eat while it's hot. She set the bags on the table, then looked at me. Caleb, Annie wants to chat. Elena immediately went into defense mode. Mom, just chatting. Her mom smiled. What are you afraid of? I patted Elena's hand. It's fine. We sat in the living room. Her mom assessed me, eyes warm but sharp. Caleb, what do your parents do? Both teachers. Oh, an educated family. She nodded. And you, streaming games. Is the income stable? Mom, Elena panicked again. It's pretty good, I said. I can support myself, and I can take care of her. Her mom smiled. I don't mean it like that. Annie doesn't care about money. I care about character. She paused, then added, Last night when I came in, I saw the bowls. You cook for her? Yes. You know how to cook? A little. Her mom nodded approvingly. Knowing how to take care of people is what matters. Elena, this girl, she works like her life doesn't matter, eats garbage at weird hours. You need to manage her a bit. Elena Bruchet. Mom, did I say something wrong? Her mom rolled her eyes at her. Who was the one in the hospital last time? Elena went quiet. Caleb. Her mom looked at me. Elena is stubborn, but she has a soft heart. Please be patient with her. I will be. Good. She stood up. I'm catching my flight this afternoon, heading home. Elena blinked. Mom, you're leaving already? What else? Her mom smiled and patted her cheek. I see you're doing well, so I'm relieved. She walked to the door, then turned back. Oh, bring Caleb home for the holidays. Elena's eyes lit up. Okay. Door closed. Elena spun around and launched herself into my arms. Hubby, my mom likes you. I noticed. So we're going home together for the holidays. Okay. She hugged me, giggling like a child. I smiled too. But as I laughed, my hand drifted to her waist. The fabric of her onesie was soft. Elena. I murmured into her ear. She was still beaming. What did you call me just now? Her laughter cut off. Slowly, her ears turned pink. I didn't call you anything. Oh, I raised a brow. Hubby, wasn't it? She bit her lip, glaring at me, but her eyes darted away, afraid to meet mine. That was a joke. I didn't take it as a joke. I tightened my arms, pulling her flush against me. Say it again. Let me hear it. No. Why? It's embarrassing. I laughed and lowered my head to kiss her earlobe. She shivered. Caleb. Her voice went soft and liquid. Yeah. What? What do you want to do? You tell me. I swept her up into my arms and walked toward the bedroom. She gasped, wrapping her arms around my neck. It's daytime. So what if it's daytime? I laid her down on the bed, leaning over her. You're my wife. I can kiss you whenever I want. Her face burned hotter. Who's your wife? You. I captured her lips. Sooner or later. When I woke up again, it was pitch black outside. Only a sliver of moonlight cut through the bedroom. She was still asleep, but she had moved. Her back was to me, curled into a ball. I hugged her from behind. She stirred groggily, turning to burrow into my chest. Caleb, thirsty. I got up to get water. When I came back, she was sitting up. The moonlight washed over her, making her skin look like porcelain. I handed her the glass. She took small sips. Finished, she handed the glass back. Sleep more? I asked. She shook her head. Then, I grinned. Round two. She blushed furiously, glaring at me. Aren't you tired? Not at all, I said honestly. She bit her lip, studying me for a moment. Then, suddenly, she reached out and yanked me down. Story complete.